Crash Course Live is presented by Smash It Demolition Derbies and the 2016 Bash for Cash. Demo Derby Masters. Winter Slam 2016. Ultimate Derby and Blizzard Bash and Capital City Carnage. Scioppa Racing and ScioppaRacing.com. Reckless Abandon Derby Apparel at RecklessAbandonGear.com. And Derby Inc. Magazine. Live it, breathe it, be it, Derby Inc. This is the Crash Course Demolition Derby podcast, recorded live at the FingerLakes1.com studios in downtown Seneca Falls, New York. And now your host, Chris Marquardt.
Good afternoon, good evening, welcome to episode number 129 of the Crash Course. Ben's joining me here in studio. Brian's working a double, making sure that he's got time so that he can make it out with the rest of us to Capital City Carnage. Excited to see that thing looming big on the horizon. We're going to be talking with Shann Trieb for a little bit, catching up with him. We're going to be talking to Sam Williams. We got Shann on the phone right now. We'll be talking with him a little bit about his build. Shann, man, welcome to the show.
How you doing?
We're doing all right. Can you hear us okay?
Oh, yeah. Thanks for having me.
All right, man. Well, Jamie told me that we got to get a hold of you and talk about your build because he's put a lot of time and effort into that car.
Yeah. He's a good guy.
You excited about Capital City Carnage? I mean, we've been talking a lot about it here for the last several months, and here we are now. It's right around the corner.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. It's a big paying show, a lot of big names. Should be a hell of a show.
Now, what is it that you're building? I'm assuming I've got it narrowed down to two cars. It's either going to be a Crown Vic or it's going to be a Cadillac. Which one?
It's Crown Vic, 02.
Now, going with the 02, why the 02 versus something else?
Well, really all we've ever built, I came up out of compacts and got into the big cars when the Vics were really taking off. The 03 and newers, I've built a couple of them. Around here, we can't run them. So I figured I'd put my time into something that I can put back together and run around home.
Yeah, go with what you know.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm not fully understanding. Is there going to be anything left to put back together?
That's a tough one. I mean, you get down in it and you're there in the feature in the end. Hopefully there's nothing.
Right.
Hopefully there's enough to get you through the feature and get you to that win. But it's Derby and it's a sport of chance and you never know what's going to happen.
What are you expecting out of the heats? I know there's been a lot of debate back and forth whether this is going to be a real patient type show or if this is going to be something that's just wide open like we typically see at Blizzard Bash. In your conversations with drivers that are going to be there, what are you expecting out of the heats to start with?
Well, it really comes down to who's going to be in what heat. Mm-hmm. I've ran Arkansas the last several years, and I think it's going to be a lot like that with depending on who's in what heats. I mean, he's only taken 2 out of the heats.
Right.
Right.
It could be crazy. It could be calm. I personally am hoping for a calm show. Never know. I mean,
You said that personally you're hoping for a calm show. Now, calm can be a relative term. We've seen heats that last an hour and a half. We've seen heats that last, relative to Blizzard Bash team format. We've seen heats that last under a minute. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of damage wreaked in that minute because everybody got stuffed into the berm. When you say calm, what do you mean by calm? You're hoping that nobody's going wild. You don't have to dodge any bullets. You can just kind of cruise your way, cruise control type format, or is it something that you want to get the opportunity to go and lay some pretty serious hits?
I mean, you always want to put some serious hits on people. I mean, because the key to the game is taking people out. You're the last one running.
Mm-hmm.
Calm-wise, I'm more worried about the guys that are there after the $5,000 hard hitter.
Yeah.
The guys that just want to go out there and go nuts and just they don't care. They just want that hard hitter award. Those are the guys you got to worry about.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, because you're going to take a hit from anywhere from those guys, and you don't know what it's going to do. I mean,
right. It just takes one lucky shot.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And really, with the way we get to build these cars, with the different spindles and whatnot you have for options, these cars should just run down to absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Realistically.
Yep.
But, bad luck comes in. You never know what's going to happen.
Right.
That's the thing with those wild card drivers, like what Shann was just talking about, is with those wild card drivers, they're not being specific where their shots
Absolutely
go.
not.
They're not zeroing in. They're not sniper shotting. They don't have the crosshairs locked on, wheels, tires, axles. Whatever they get to hit, they're going to hit.
They're typical. I mean, they're ladle head steering wheel holder, steering wheel grabber drivers. I mean, but you also got a large group of drivers out in that neck of woods that love to drive hard, and they're very precise with their shots.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like
Yes.
it's not like other shows back out this way where the guys just go out and basically you swear they close their eyes and just put their foot down, but out there, in the last few years, you notice, I mean, there's guys that love to drive hard, love to drive fast paced, and they're very, very precise on their shots. And I'm estimating probably, 20 to 30 minute heats.
Features here.
Yeah.
The length of a feature here.
But that's gonna be a very safe pace, I think, for out that neck of woods.
Yeah.
I don't think you're not gonna see no hour-long heats. No,
I don't think so.
I don't think it's gonna be tolerated, really.
No.
No, I don't either. Not at all. There's no need for an hour-long
No.
heat. I mean,
No.
we're building these cars in theory to destroy them.
Right.
I know it's a lot of money. A lot of people have a lot of money in their cars.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're here to destroy stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. My theory is you build them hard, you run them hard.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
Yeah.
Put the show on for the people in the stands.
Yeah. I mean, they're the ones making it feasible for us to be able to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at the end of the day, it comes down to the fans.
Right.
So,
is this some of the deepest water that you ventured into in terms of running this particular class at this particular level?
you could say that. I mean, I've ran Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't run this year when they went to the bone stock style. But
You're referencing Hot Springs, Razorback Rumble.
Yeah, okay. Razorback Rumble. 2 years ago down there, I mean, it was crazy.
Oh yeah,
It was a good time, but
You're gonna be alongside about 80 of your closest friends here in Topeka, and there's no, as you were alluding to, I don't think that there's necessarily any easy path. The randomization of the heat draws is going to be one element. You're right. Who you get is going to dictate a lot. But at the same time, if you look at the list, even though you don't recognize names per se, if you start looking at that list,
there's not a bad driver
there's
out there.
nobody that's
No, there's no there's no rookies.
Right. That's, exactly.
There's
right.
no rookies to pick out of the bunch and say I'm going to go after him and so I can soften myself up a little bit, soften my heat up a little bit. There's none of that shit going on out there.
To better articulate the point that I was making, you can't go through that entry list and say I really hope I get him. I really hope that this is the fish in the barrel that I know I can shoot.
There's a lot of I really hope I don't get him going on. Yeah. I hope I don't get that group of drivers. But it's but that's like I love what Sam does with the heat draws. I mean, it's your heats are 100% chance. By chance, that's who you get. Luck of the draw.
He hasn't actually told us. We're going to be talking with Sam here in a few minutes about a little bit about what's going to happen with Capital Carnage front to back and Capital City Carnage, and also what's going to happen with the Fantasy League. If you don't see your fantasy team up there yet, I've got a stockpile of about 30 to 35 teams that I need to plug in right now. I was doing some finishing some work for some other projects, and you're going to get loaded. So just be patient with that. Zach Olson doing a great job keeping up with. Keeping the statistics and stuff updated. So those things. It's continuing to evolve. That'll be going. We'll be revealing the top prize tonight, which will be exciting. I'm looking forward to that conversation with Sam as well. I think a lot of people are going to be excited about that.
Yep.
And I'm excited about this show. And like Shann was saying, there's so many wild cards with how these heat draws are going to play out. That it's going to be. I think there's going to be a lot of twisted stuff coming out of the heats. That a lot more than probably people are expecting.
Yeah, I do too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's taking it down to 2 cars.
Yeah, when you're going down to 2 cars, I mean, everybody's going to be fixing shit between the heats. I mean, there's no doubt. There's nobody's going to be out there. Yeah, I got to change a couple tires. Yeah, I got to maybe cut a little bit of this. No, people are going to be wrenching on stuff.
Right. There's going to be 8 cars. There's going to be 16 car cuts. So there's going to be 8 heats of 10, and there's going to be 4 consies. Mm-hmm. You got work to do.
You definitely got work to do. That's in as hard, in this build. I mean, the build is a hard build. No matter what way you look at it, the cars are hard, and as twisted as they get. I mean, that's what it's hard to put in perspective with people that watch. That don't go and watch on pay-per-view. It's hard to put in perspective on how hard these cars are, and when a damage occurs on these cars. You're getting jarred. I mean, they're hard shots.
And then you got to fix it.
I would.
Shann, in terms of, we're talking about how hard the cars are and things like that, with what the car was, what the cars were at Blizzard Bash versus what the cars are now. First question is, did you have enough time to get the car together? Did you feel comfortable with the time frame that you had between November and here the 29th and 30th of April?
Oh yeah, I had plenty of time. I'm comfortable with the build. I mean, he made a couple changes to the rules between Blizzard Bash and this. My eyes, they weren't huge changes. I mean, you can't run the kicker.
Right.
That was a big one.
That's where we were going next.
One.
But no, we had plenty of time. My dad helps me a lot get my cars done. Jamie, he helps me a lot. Mm-hmm. And, just kind of picked through it a little bit at a time and stayed moving forward and got it done. So I feel pretty good about it.
Well, what's your take on the spindles? I personally think that's definitely going to help out the show. I don't think it's going to hurt it. I think it's going to help out the show. What do you think about that?
I think it's great personally.
Yeah.
It is a weak part of the car,
mm-hmm.
but now you've taken one of the last weak parts of the car out.
Right.
And they're expensive.
Right.
It's an expensive sport, and the guys that didn't necessarily have the money to buy the good spindles, mm-hmm. I think that's going to be their downfall.
Right.
So
mm-hmm.
It's crazy. I mean, I never would have thought I'd be putting spindles like that on anything.
Right.
But it's definitely impressive what they're coming up with.
Right. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, I agree with you 100%. I mean, the guys that can't afford to put them on, and the guys that do have them on. I mean, that's definitely. I agree with you. That's going to be deciding. That's we kind of what we've been noticing since we've been going out there, is that was the weak point of the equation. And now that weak point of the equation's out, there really isn't.
So you're talking at this point, our spindles are they a lifetime buy? Once you buy a set, do you need to buy another set ever again?
I don't think so.
Well, the guy that I got the same spindles. The guy broke up in Spring Explosion last weekend, 2 weekends ago, whenever it was. If you don't break them, it's a lifetime buy.
Right.
Yeah. Well.
But
well played.
With being able to build your bumpers like we can and the front ends like we can, something's going to break all the time. Even if it's the things you don't think will break. I mean, that's just the reality to it.
Right.
So, I'd like to say it's a lifetime part, but until I'm done derbying, I really can't tell you that.
Right.
I like that assessment. It's a lifetime part as long as you don't break them.
Right.
Fair
well,
enough.
yeah, and unless you're hooked up with Big Rock, and he's
True. True.
That's something that's cool that Big Rock's putting out with the, if you want to show, he gives you all that stuff. Maybe some of the other vendors might step up to the plate with that, And
if more vendors did that, that would probably bring more people to these bigger shows because not only are they having the chance to win a good sum of money, but they got the chance to get those parts and not have to spend the money to get them.
Absolutely. Yep.
So,
I mean, what's that going to do? I mean, think about this too: is if you're winning a new setup, do you keep that as a backup, or do you sell that off? You take your old stuff, you've got a new set. You take your old stuff, you sell it off. What is that introducing into the used market? You know what I mean? All these guys that maybe they thought they couldn't afford the big stuff. They couldn't afford the big products. Now, there's going to be some of these guys that have 2 or 3 setups already. They're winning a second set. Keep the fresh one. The oldest one gets sold off.
It's like used cars.
Why not, right?
Pretty much. It's like leasing a car. Run it for 2 years and then go get a new one. It's like, trade the other one in. But I think, like he said, it's a major opportunity for people that might not be able to afford the brand new cost, but yet they have the opportunity to possibly win it. Or, like you said, people changing out the old product when they do win new, it gives them the opportunity to actually get into something like that at a lower cost. Mm-hmm. And that's how the world goes around. I mean, it's just like all the other parts. I mean, guys buy, sell parts, run parts for a couple of years and sell them off, get new, and it's right. I think it's a great thing. It's you can't say enough about it.
What manufacturers do you go through the most?
I've got a ski cradle,
right,
a training protector.
Good choices.
And really, the only other thing I've bought is the spindles. Everything else we've built.
And your motor too.
Yeah, I got a local guy here in town that builds motors.
Cool. He's
real reputable. He builds motors for Jimmy Cretin's monster trucks, Bounty Hunter and Scarlet Bandit.
Right. Nice.
Let's follow any of that.
Nice.
So it's he builds a hell of a motor. I mean, it's never let me down. Granted, I blew one of them up, but I mean that's nature of the beast for what we're doing.
Right.
So.
I trust it's a 318
everything else we try to build what we can just to keep costs down. I mean, I've never won the lottery, so I don't have a huge bank account, but and that's what it comes down to. I mean, grassroots derbying was based on building your stuff, and and that's what we try to do the most of. So, but some things it's just easier to buy. I could sit down and figure out how to build a set of spindles, but I don't have the time to sit down and do it.
Absolutely.
It's easier to buy them.
Sure. Pull them off the shelf and there they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. I mean, that's what I do for a living is fabricate and weld. And it's just sometimes it's just like, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna swipe the card here and get it on its way.
That's what people do. That's what people do with you in derby cars.
Yeah,
it's way easier to just let Ben build it.
Yeah. But no, that's nice. And you know what? It's nice to have guys like you that actually still, like you said, grassroot it. There's a few things you do buy, but the other stuff is local guy with the motor. You built your own rear ends. You build your own stuff, and it's great to still have a lot of people doing that. It's just not a price tag thing. You got I got. $30,000 to blow. Okay, let me order all the parts and throw the car together and expect to win. Well, it doesn't always work that way,
Well, I get a lot of enjoyment out of building the stuff. I mean, it's a self-accomplishment deal.
Well, that and
you said you can run out and spend whatever it costs to buy a new Postal Mopar. They're amazing rear ends, but I don't have the money to do that.
No.
And I like fabricating, so I threw a 9-inch up on the bench and went down on it.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, and if you're anything like me, I like overbuilding shit, so it's got a lot of extra stuff on it,
And I did.
Yep.
Overbuilt it and spent another week cutting it apart to get my ground clearance and put springs and everything in it. So,
wow.
Yeah. Nice.
Well, Shann, man, I appreciate you coming on the show and hanging out with us here for a little bit. We're looking forward to seeing you this week.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it myself. Should be a good show.
I'm thinking it's going to be outstanding.
Oh, yeah.
I'm anxious for it. You can watch the show on at home if you can't make it all the way out there to Topeka. The pay-per-view links are active at ksexpo.com. You can find links there. Also, you can go to Ultimate Derby and you can link over to the Capital City Carnage page or go direct at capitalcitycarnage.com. You can find the links there as well. Shann, anybody before we get out of here you want to make mention of? I know we talked about Jamie, we talked about your dad, talked about your engine builder who's building monster truck engines, so I can only safely assume that motor is going to sound awesome. What else?
Oh, yeah.
Anybody else you want to make mention of before we split?
Just my parents, really. They let me build at their house. They pay all the electric bills, and they're my title sponsor. So
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice. That's awesome.
That's great. Well, wish you the best of luck here this weekend, and look forward to seeing you down there in Topeka.
All right, man. Thank you.
Thanks, Shann. We'll see you soon.
Yep.
There goes Shann Trieb, who very patiently waited for us to learn how to pronounce his name correctly. We've been calling him all manner of different names for the last 2 years. Now we finally got it right.
Well, I don't say last names unless they're dummy proof.
Yeah, it is when you look at it, but just in case, what's it actually supposed to be? So I'm gonna get. We'll move right into Sam right now because I know we got some stuff that we got to talk about. I like how he builds all his own stuff.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, there's a lot of people that still do that. I think you'd be surprised if you actually took a poll, and asked, people all bought stuff, or do you still build a majority of your stuff? And I think there'd be a high percentage.
I think the primary combos are engine protectors and the training cradles.
Oh yeah.
Hey, can I put you in?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the hard. That's kind of the hardest thing, really.
Yeah, I mean, after that, I think there's a lot more being built than bought.
Yep.
But the stuff that's being bought is really nice.
Oh yeah, it's badass shit.
We're gonna see a lot of it at Capital City Carnage. Sam Williams joining us on the line. Sam, how are you?
Good. Busy. Just getting everything packed up, ready to go.
Everything nice, calm, smooth, no worries.
I tell you what, I was just telling my wife Melissa that, man, it is scary how calm everything is right now. So everything's going well. Everything's packed. The hoist is packed. I leave here tomorrow around noon. So we're all loaded up and the crew's all ready to go, and we're excited. So
nice.
Your guys' plane tickets are all good to go. I checked on them this morning, so we should be good.
I'm excited for it. I think the list of drivers that we've got to work with, it runs the gamut from nationally recognized to regionally recognized. We're going to have a bunch of different talent out there altogether, and there's so many wild cards up and down that list of what direction they're going to take it themselves. If they want to go for the $5,000 Mad Dog Award, if they want to hold off and see if they can pocket the big money at the end, it's going to be a very entertaining weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've even had some of the other classes ask, hey, if we win our class, can we jump in and go for the Mad Dog? Oh, no, you got to earn your way into this one. And he's like everybody else did. And, it's that Mad Dog is going to be crazy. I'd say over close to half of the drivers probably have asked about, how you decide in the Mad Dog, how's it going to be done, all that kind of stuff. And, there's random people that we've already selected, have no ties to any drivers on the track. One barely knows anything about derbying, which is great. And so, we've tried to keep that just as absolutely nobody on my officiating crew will have any part of that decision whatsoever. So that's the Mad Dog is kind of a tough one because it's the only subjective thing on the track.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So we try to make that as neutral as we can, and go from there. So we're excited about it. I think it's going to be that first 15, 20 minutes of that feature is going to be just absolutely insane.
Oh yeah, it's going to be like whoever steps on the skinny pedal first it's going to be like lighting a fuse because somebody comes out hard out of the gate. Like you said, it's going to be intense for like 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's good. Well, and by then everybody's got them locked in. They're all plated up. And I mean, the cars are just ridiculously hard at that point. And so, yeah, I mean, they're going to be hard in the heats, and they always are. But after those drivers got a few hours to lock them in, plate them up, they get pretty crazy.
Put the fix-it plates on them, make them harder.
That's what they say about race cars. They always run better after you wreck them once.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to be pretty predictable. So it should be fun. I don't know that I've told a lot of drivers, that I've talked to that have called me over the last week or two and just said, hey, don't be pussyfooting around. I'm telling you, we will call you. And they're like, oh, dude, we're coming to wreck stuff. And I'm like, okay, as long as everybody's got that mentality, because we're not going to mess around with it.
Awesome.
So I think we've set that tone right from the last time we did a call with you guys, and so that the word definitely passed around that this is definitely a big money show. It's not going to be driven like a big money show. So it's going to be fun. So
this right here, final warning to everybody that's listening, right?
Absolutely. No, final warning will be in the driver's meeting. Trust me.
So on the topic of drivers, I understand that the Fantasy League now has a top prize, the sheet being pulled off of that, and it pertains to the Blizzard Bash event. If you win the Fantasy League,
it does. What we're going to do is we are going to probably add one more class to Blizzard Bash. We're still not 100% sure yet if it's going to be a hobo or a limited world class, but what we're going to do is the winner of this year's Fantasy League will either have the option of driving that car for the prize money, and then if they fall in love with the car, we'll work with that, and maybe they'll end up with the car. Or if it's a limited world side, they'll be driving for the prize money. We're going to make that a pretty good paying class probably, and put the winner from Capital Carnage League, Fantasy League, right into a car at Blizzard Bash. So either that, or if they're if they can't make it or whatever, we'll come up with a cash option for them. They'll have a blast. So we'll get together with the sponsors and make the car the best we can. So
the car's waiting for you in Topeka. The entry's already paid. All you have to do is get there. And here's the keys. Go have fun. Right?
That is awesome. That is freaking awesome.
It'll be the best that we've got. I guarantee you, we'll put the best we've got in it, and it'll be a fun car to drive. So, and whatever you win, you take home. And if somebody can't make the show, we completely understand that. It's like the Blizzard Bash winner couldn't make Capital Carnage, and so then we just made a cash option for them. And so I know there's always that option as well. So you're not stuck having to come to Blizzard Bash, but hopefully everybody wants to come.
Why wouldn't you?
When those stuff comes up too. So
you'd have to get there better be something drastic going on in your life not to make it out there if you won that. Absolutely not. I'd be calling in sick for 3 days, saying, "Hey, I won that. Yeah. No, I won't be in. I'm sick. Yeah, I'm under the weather. That's just awesome.
and it'll be one of the only classes that isn't a team class. So
right,
it'll be one of those that we'll probably limit it to 15 other drivers, and we know it'll just fill in minutes. And so if you we will not announce that, or we won't open the registration for that class till after Capital Carnage, till we know who the winner is. So then whoever wins it don't even have to worry about registering. So they know they're automatically in, and the rest of that class will probably fill in 4 or 5 minutes. So
sweet, and that's always a fun class to watch too,
aren't they?
Oh yeah. I mean,
they build.
Yeah.
We're going to see both limited worlds and hobo stocks this weekend at Capital City Carnage, and I don't think we've seen a limited world class show that's been bad yet in our travels.
No,
ever.
No. And this is when we were looking at that Fantasy League list last year. You showed it on the screen. I was like, you guys are all busting my balls to pick a winner and everything else. I was like, no, that ain't gonna happen.
Last week, you mean, with when Jason Dials said
yeah. No, after I'll do like I always do. After inspection, I'll pick one. Because there's a lot of
close-up view of inspection this time.
What's that?
I said Ben's gonna have a close-up view of inspection this time. So we're gonna put in the work, so we're not always the bad guys. We're gonna make somebody who's famous a bad guy.
Hey,
Ben gets to give them the awful news that we found someone we have to load their car. So it's like gonna be like, okay, Ben, here's what we found. You need to tell them we'll load their car. So, good luck with that.
That's fine. I've done it before.
Yeah, Ben.
I've done it before, but no, it's just I'm just excited because of the mindsets. I mean, I shouldn't even say that. These guys have run these cars with the kicker, without the kicker, You know, so they know what way, you know, it's going to go. But it's exciting that they have in your mindset of some of these guys ran the car with a kicker in it, and they ran it that hard. Are they going to come out and just say screw it, and they're going to run it just as hard without the kicker and see what it does, you know? But they already know, you know. So it's there's a bunch of different exciting factors to puzzle to piece in, you know, to this
right
whole
off the bat.
thing.
You get to run in a hockey arena. You have a bowl surrounded on all sides with people, and you're indoors.
Yeah,
that right there changes it completely. When you pull through I mean, not that I've done it,
no,
but all the people that we talked to.
You pull into an indoor arena, I know. I mean, you pull into that indoor arena in that car and touch it off. I mean, and look around you, and there's nothing but people all the way around you. If you don't have an adrenaline pump by then, and after that, then you better check your pulse, because you must be dead. Because I'm telling you right now, any driver to go into an arena like that filled with people, that just has to be an extra boost of adrenaline and just get you wound tight, and it's they just sense you. You know, it's awesome.
Oh, and you guys haven't seen anything yet. We have some awesome stuff planned, and some stuff where the drivers are pulling in, and some of the other presentation stuff that we're going to be doing at Capital Carnage we've never tried before. Mm-hmm. And so we're super excited. The girls have worked their tails off to get this thing ready. Mm-hmm. In fact, one of the local radio DJs, hey, can I come out and announce a little bit, and can I help a little bit, and you know stuff like that. I mean, the excitement is passing around town. Mm-hmm. There's nothing like this arena when it's full, and that feeling is just awesome. It's kind of funny to hear some parents that go to either Kansas Kids Wrestling or other things that are in that venue, and they're like, it seems so dead when it's not a derby here. The atmosphere is going to be insane. We're going to build an atmosphere that they don't have a choice but to drive hard.
Right.
That's
and it's kind of the reputation. You know what I mean? It's a reputation. It's a stigma. If you go to Topeka and you run in the Expo Center, you're running hard. You know, it's kind of an expectation. You know, and drivers go there to run hard. They're not going to go there to lay back and run relaxed. I mean, if they do, they're going to get caught.
Is it fair to say that the hardest drivers come to Topeka to see if their hard is hard enough?
Oh yeah,
we do that a lot. We do that a lot too. That guys are going when they come across the ramp. So how do I look? And these are guys that have driven forever and have awesome cars. How do I look? Yep. And it's cool when they ask that question. It's just like, that's pretty cool, because they're even doubting themselves if they're hard enough here.
Right.
And so, I mean, it's a cool place, cool atmosphere, and it's the nice thing is if they don't drive hard, the track will find them. They'll get put up in the dirt. And so, we've seen so many guys think that they can, get through these heats and get through this different stuff, and there may be a couple classes where it's worked out to their advantage. But for the most part, with these hard cars, somebody's going to find them.
Right.
So
they're
going to get stuck. I mean, you hesitate for a second. I've seen a guy have a helmet problem right off the bat, hesitates, boom, put right in the dirt.
Right.
And so, I mean, I don't care if your helmet's falling off, you better stand on it and get out of the way. So.
You better grab a hold of it with one hand and send it.
Exactly. You always have one hand to fight whatever you need to, and the other hand to hold on the steering wheel.
Well, Topeka Expo Center. I come to break your shit. My car. There's a T-shirt thing. I'll have it figured out on the airplane ride out. I'm gonna figure something out here. We'll be able to sell a lot of them.
Let's come back to what the drivers were saying. How do I look when they come off the ramps? You do a ton of shows at the local level. You've done a ton of shows at the national level. In all both as a competitor and as a promoter. From the promoter side of things first, is there any place else that you go as a promoter with Ultimate Derby where that question gets asked when the cars are coming through inspection?
No, typically the guys who know they're going to be at the end know they're going to be at the end. I mean, they know it. They're confident of it. They know that their equipment's going to hold up. They know that they can drive the car. You see the confidence in them. The Blizzard Bash shakes that a little bit, and I've never worked another event. Maybe clear back in the day, back in the Greeley, Colorado days, where it's 150 Imperials You question your car then. It's going, gee, many Christmas. Am I hard enough?
Right.
In the last 10 years, you haven't seen an event where it's, at least we haven't seen anything in our stuff where guys are going, I hope I'm hard enough, and I hope my stuff just doesn't get broke on that first shot, or it doesn't. You've seen some awesome cars get broke right off the line. I mean, look at Chad Markley. I mean, right off the line, broke a block.
Yep.
A couple of years ago, then to come back and win it the next year. And so, I mean, it's, Blizzard Bash it finds any weakness in that car, and that track finds it. Capital Carnage is going to find it. And so it's going to be one of those that if there's a weakness and you miss something, or your cradle isn't holding in right or whatever. I mean, I know Chad completely re-engineered his whole cradle based off that experience. And so it'll find any weakness that you leave.
Well, I to go back, I think Sam has created just such a premier event and standalone premier event that everybody wants to bring their A game or above, in trying something a little different here, something a little different there, and it's kind of a reassurance thing, of when you go on the ramp and inspectors get done and, hey, what do you think? What do you think compared to what you've seen? What do you think? And I think every builder, yes, you're confident in your build, you're confident in your car, you're confident in your drivetrain. I mean, look at Jimmy Johnson, blew a rear end,
3 of them, I think.
It's like brand new rear end, blows a rear end, out there. I mean, so you don't know. Like you said, everything can break. It's mechanical. If it's mechanical, it can break. Any moving part can break. So that's where it's just. I don't know. I agree with Sam. 100%. But I also think he's created such an event and such a premier place and a premier deal. And the expectation levels are so high, and guys are trying to meet them expectation levels, and are just the confidence is there, but there's just a little bit that's like, is it enough? Like he was saying, and that's why it's such a great event. I feel, because
that's what keeps the guys coming back. I mean, and that's the neat thing is guys are going, I'm going to be at the top of this. I'm gonna get there, or can I stay there, or and that's what's cool to see is, these premier drivers keep coming back and back. And, there's been a few of them that have had some tough calls against them. Bobby Whitaker, for example. I mean, he's had some tough calls over the year. I'm not even say bad calls. I'll just put it out there that he's had some bad calls against him over the years. And, and it's one of those other ones like, Bobby, give us another chance. And he keeps coming back. And I mean, I love drivers that go, you know what? It's human. I'm coming back. Let's wreck them.
Right.
So, I mean, that's what I love about the drivers that come out to our events. And I would love to take the credit, Ben, and I appreciate it, but it's not us. It is purely the drivers coming out there saying, hey, we're going to get out, we're going to shake hands, we don't have fights, we don't have none of that crap.
Right.
Guys are going to go, hey, we're going to shake hands, but we're going to sure wreck our crap on the track.
Yeah,
and that's what I love.
Yeah, I agree with you, Sam. It's the drivers, but without your event, the drivers would have nowhere to go. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a shared what do you want to call it?
It's a symbiotic relationship.
Well, okay, if you want to use big words, I'm using simple shit here. All right, it's a shared thing. It's a 50-50 partnership, I should say. But yeah, definitely. I mean, I mean, 100% agree with you, Sam. I mean, it's.
Well, we know drivers are coming out in a super busy time. I mean, we've already Capital City Carnage next year is back in March. We've already done all those contracts. And so I know April is just a tough time, and so I can't thank the drivers enough. I know we're right in the middle of planting season. We're right in the middle of all these different things. We hit harvest and planting season. The farmers hate us.
Yep.
But they still come out and they still run for us. And
yeah.
So I mean, I can't thank the drivers enough. With all the big shows that are right around us, people are still coming out and choosing to come out and watch our events. And so I promise you, we're going to give them the best show that we can give. And this show is going to be a tough one to top. I think we put everything we can into it because we know it's a tough time, and we want to thank all the fans and everybody for coming. So even the first place trophy, it's all custom cut aluminum. It's supposed to be done tomorrow, so we can get pictures on the internet. But
Sweet.
The trophy was super expensive, nice. It's huge. all custom cut out of aluminum with nice base on it and everything else. So it'll be pretty neat. So
nice.
So in 2017, if we work this right, Ben, we could be at a derby starting in November of 2016. We could be at a derby every month straight through the end of 2017.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got that going, not me.
I ain't got enough vacation time for that, and no, I got 20 more years to work. I got to work till I'm 63. So,
according to the retirement plan that I'm on at school, I have to work until I die. Give them 3 more years, and then I can retire.
Yeah. Okay.
It'll work out fine.
It'll work out fine.
It'll be fine. I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to be talking with Rhett Gleue here in a few minutes, too. It's
who?
Rhett Gleue. Hope I'm saying it right. It's one of Jimmy's buddies from down in Kansas. He's going to be out there at this show. Another one of those guys that's off the beaten path a little bit, but we're going to be catching up with him. Sam, is there anybody that you want to make mention of here before we jump off? I know Prairie Band Casino has been a big part of this, along with Travel to Topeka.
Prairie Band Casino has been. Visit Topeka is huge. I mean, they're putting up a good chunk of prize money, so we can't thank them enough. Please, everybody, be safe coming in. We want to have a fun, safe event. We want everybody to get here safely. Everything should be rock and roll. We're updating a ton of stuff on our Facebook page right now. Just getting the details of the agenda, super down, all that stuff's out there. We've redone all that today. With a little bit of rain in the forecast. Again, it won't affect us a bit. That's the number one call we're getting today. We're completely indoors. I mean, it's going to affect a little bit of the guys working on their cars. But as far as the show goes, it won't affect a thing. We are a 10,000-seat indoor arena, so
awesome.
Be good to go.
Can't wait, Sam. Always fun. Looking forward to seeing you here this week.
You too, man. Hey, happy birthday, Chris.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
But, all right, guys. We'll see you guys in a couple days.
See you later.
All right, Sam. See you.
All right, see you, bye.
There goes Sam Williams getting ready for Capital City Carnage. Exciting. Can't wait. Everybody's looking forward to it.
We need the go button.
The
go button. You tomorrow or Wednesday comes, you push the button and you're Topeka.
I would love it.
Let's fast forward through all the flights and.
Yes, I don't want to.
I got my disguise ready so I can make it through TSA.
I don't. Enough. Crossroads of Destruction also coming up here just right on the other side of Capital City Carnage. We're going to be out there. Crossroads of Destruction 80s chain class paying $7,000 to win. 6th through 10th is $200. I did not readjust this overlay, so it says entry fees $200 through March 31st. Pay too much attention to detail sometimes and miss the details.
Well,
Old Iron stock trucks and the midsize class, $1,500 to win. Open 20 entries, paying the top 5 there. Rookie 80s and newer, $500 to win. 20 entries there, paying the top 5. The top 3 have the option of going directly to the adult feature. All the inspections are going to be done on the 6th of May. We're going to be there trackside for that. Class entry is 80th class entry is $400 at this point. $50 comes back to you if you pass TAC on the first try. Every retech attempt is $25. Paul Nielsen. Get a hold of him for additional details on Crossroads of Destruction, Freeborn County Fairgrounds in Albert Lee, Minnesota. The 6th and 7th, his number 507-383-6094.
And that's where you're doing the
first
ever
Crash
pay-per-view.
Course pay-per-view event.
Yeah, nice.
And that is that event right there. Crossroads of Destruction is our first pay-per-view event. Yes, we still plan on doing some free stuff.
Yep.
But this is the test run of that first infield exercise. We were at Black Rock Outlaw Speedway doing more testing on Friday. We were going to be using some of the technology to bring an entire racing program with sprint cars, modifieds, IMCA modifieds, late models, everything on opening night from Outlaw Speedway with Tyler Seary. We had tested everything successfully for about a half hour. Shut it all down, got ready to start the actual broadcast. Thunderstorm came through, wiped out everything.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Our technology was fine. It just wiped out. It's a dirt track, so it wiped out all the racing action, so we didn't get to do that. Crossroads of Destruction, we told you about them. How about
Crash? And actually, Josh is running out there, too.
Crossroads? Yes.
Crossroads.
It's going to be in an
Imperial. So everybody will be able to see Decker get lambasted by suicide.
Yes. As soon as it got out there, he started getting hate mail, literally immediately. Like, even his dad told him he was foolish. Caledonia Crash and Jam Festival coming up here on the 16th of July at the Livingston County Fairgrounds in Caledonia, New York. That's the Caledonia Crash and Jam Festival. Kenny Swingle's in charge of that one, 585-447-7939. Compacts are $1,100 to win, $350 for a second, $200 to start the feature. That's from fifth on down. Full size, $1,400 to win, $450 for a second, $300 to start the feature, fifth on down there as well. Junk Run, $500 to win. Josh Decker also going to be in action there. He's got a Dakota that he's going to be running, $7,800 in prize money. Sounds like Mike DeFreesia might be bringing a car up to this one. Eric Remington is talking about bringing a car over.
That's going to be a badass show.
Tommy Dowd is going to be there. Jeremy Gully and Dan Bolton, so long as Dan doesn't sell his car, is going to be there.
Dan will have his car from Bash for Cash.
It's going to be, that is shaping up to be an outstanding show at the fair level.
Mm-hmm.
And that event also, we've got some more announcements tied to that show as we get a little bit closer to it. FTR Spring Showdown, running through these, and then we'll get to the player ads, and we'll talk to get Rhett on the phone. Full Throttle Spring Showdown is May the 14th at the Boonville, Oneida County Fairgrounds in Boonville, New York. FTR Spring Showdown, $1,250 for first place in the full size, $500, $200 on down for second and third. Compacts, $1,000 to win, $300 for second, $100 for third place with FTR. They just placed their staff shirt orders, and their event shirt orders are going to be placed here any day. And also all the folks that got on there and pre-ordered their event shirts, start keeping your eye on the mail in the next 10, 12 days, somewhere in there. That should be coming to you fairly quickly. And we've been talking about it for the last little bit. One more look. Here's Capital City Carnage. We'll be right back.
Capital City Carnage will kick off the 2016 schedule for Ultimate Derby, paying $30,000 to win. The show is open to only 100 cars with slightly lighter build specs than Blizzard Bash. The feature field will be set by a series of 10 qualifying heats, and only around 20 cars will make the A main. The Elite program will open the season for Ultimate Derby, which will close the year right back in Topeka, Kansas Expo Center with the 2016 Blizzard Bash. But first, we'll crown the champion of Capital City Carnage April 29th to 30th in downtown Topeka. For more, visit www.capitalcitycarnage.com. Kings of Old School returns for their second installment of Spring Chaos, June 11th and 12th at the Broome County Fairgrounds in Whitney Point, New York. Last year, it was Jonathan Ferd coming away with the inaugural title. The show promises as much action as last year, springing into a 2-day format for the first time. Rules and payout are posted online at kingsofoldschool.net. The Kings of Old School team event will be center stage again, moving to the Delaware County Fairgrounds in Walton, New York, as part of the Kings of Old School Regional Championship program, September 4th and 5th. The county and event winners from around the Northeast will be eligible to run during this championship event. For more details, again, jump online and visit kingsofoldschool.net or visit the group on Facebook. Smash It Demolition Derbies has partnered with Crash Course for the duration of the 2016 season. Offering more than 40 shows throughout Ohio, they are the promotion group that oversees the annual Bash for Cash. Scheduled for May 27th to the 29th, the Memorial Day Weekend Classic is now 3 days long and will feature 3 main events paying in excess of $10,000 to each of 3 drivers. The DEC Header Compacts run Friday night with their feature set for Sunday paying $10,000. The DerbyTees.com, Turn Back the Clock, and Big Rock Mira 80s and Newer will also pay first place more than $10,000 in each division on Sunday night. Light trucks, youth cars, the wire class, 80s and newer wire class, full-size trucks, street stocks, and 5-foot full-size outlaws for the schedule as the show moves to its new home at the Ross County Fairgrounds in Chillicothe, Ohio. Again, that's the Bash for Cash 2016, May 27th to the 29th in Chillicothe, Ohio. For more on the Bash for Cash or Smash It's County Fair schedule, visit www.smashitderby.com.
It's Truck Month at Layton Hills Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. You can get the best deals of the year on all of our Ram trucks in inventory. Plus, if you're a current or past customer at Layton Hills, we're offering you an additional $250 customer loyalty rebate. And if you live in northern Utah, we have an additional $250 Great Neighbor rebate too. So during Truck Month, we have a new 2016 Ram 1500 SLT Crew Cab. And after dealership discounts, customer cash, and Truck Month rebate, it's yours for only $39,115. We're going to take advantage of these savings during Truck Month at Layton Hills Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Surprise, surprise. We are back. Caught me a little bit off guard there. We're sending a couple notes out to the one and only Sam Bando. wanted to check in and chat with us a little bit. Sam doing well.
Got his car done?
Already? Probably not. I don't even bother asking that question to builders anymore because it never is. Nobody's ever sitting there with a finished car until after that car is done when it lines up for its first heat. That's when you know the car's done because there's always something to fiddle with.
Yeah.
Right? Come on. You're a builder. You know that. Have you ever had a car done within a day ahead of the Derby? Honestly.
There's always something to tinker with. There's always something to tinker to. A major, all the major stuff, yes. I mean, just when you get anally meticulous about stuff, then no, it's never done.
Like you kind of are sometimes?
Yeah.
How about Rhett Gleue joining us here on the hotline? How about you, Rhett? Are you done with your car?
I wish.
That didn't sound promising, man.
No, we should have it done. Like I said, it's never done. I mean, still doing stuff, loading it on the trailer. It always seems like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Rhett's one of the drivers from down in southeast Kansas, and gearing up for a trip to Topeka here this week and getting ready for Capital City Carnage. What are we working on right now, trying to get done so that you can get up there?
As far as car wise,
yeah,
bringing a '74 Buick Electra.
And I got your phone number from Jimmy Johnson.
Isn't that a surprise?
How interesting.
Everybody that.
What's that?
I said, don't tell everybody that's how you got my number.
Don't tell everybody that?
Yeah.
Why not?
I was just kidding. No, Jimmy called and said you guys were going to be calling, and
yes,
he must not want to talk too bad.
No, he was upset about something because he didn't want to come on the show, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably he's trying to finish the 1975 Buick Electra.
Oh.
Hang on, we got a caller. George Hinote, you're on the air.
I'm on the air.
Yeah, I'm live right now. How are you?
I'm not doing too bad. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. How's everything coming from your perspective, getting ready for Capital City Carnage? You're printing off tons of stuff like crazy?
I got 4 cars worth of stuff printed today. I've got another 6 cars to print in the next 2 days. And I'm leaving out at 1 a.m. Friday morning to head out there.
Nice. You excited about it?
Yeah. It's going to be awesome. I'm real excited about this trip.
They're going to let you leave.
Yeah.
They're going to let you leave work long enough to go down to Topeka?
I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday off every week. So I have to get all of my overtime in.
Yeah, not lately you haven't. They keep calling you in because nobody else wants to work.
How's things going on your end?
Things are going.
You guys heading out?
Things are going well. We leave middle of this week.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, hey, I don't know if you want to do this on the air, but I need a phone number from you for Savoy.
Yeah, I'll get it to you. I'll message you his number.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I'll let you go, bud. Thanks.
All right. We'll see you later.
putting George on the spot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's George Hinote from JH Graphics. He's got a ton of stuff that he's got to get together. It never stops. Whether it's working on the actual cars or whether it's working on the stuff that makes the cars look good, it's always down to the last minute. Like, I mean, that was one of the messages I was just trading with Sam. Was I just got his decals in, was to outfit his car, and we're gonna be putting them on in the pits down there. But we were talking a little bit with Rhett, and how you joked that you didn't want anybody to know that we got your number from Jimmy, but how'd you get to know him?
He lives about an hour from me. I mean, I've known him for, 6-7 years now, so it's known him for a while.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So in terms of Capital City Carnage, where is this in terms of the deep water mark for you? It's a major show. Have you ever done an endeavor to attack anything like the cars that you're working on for this?
I ran Blizzard Bash here in the past, haven't the last couple of years, but it's about an hour and a half for me, so for $30,000, I thought, kind of crazy not to go run this close to home.
Right.
That's right. We talked earlier with Shann Trieb a little bit about what he was expecting in terms of the hates and in terms of the heats. So what are you expecting? He said he was hoping to get a draw that was a little bit more calm, that he wasn't encountering anybody that was going too off the wall. What are you anticipating in terms of the heat draw?
I don't know. It's it'll be hard to tell. Blizzard Bash is drop the flag. Let's get it, and hopefully, like I said, this will be kind of a little calmer and laid back, and just where they're only taking 2, it'll be tough, to get through. And I mean, I guess a lot will depend on that. The first heat's going to kind of set the pace.
Yep.
What pace are you more comfortable driving in? I know some people, a slower pace kind of messes them up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's, it's fine, slower paced, or, if we got to drive, we got to drive. I mean,
right.
It's just, I guess, part of it.
Right.
So, but hopefully, everything holds together and we can make it through and go from there.
Now, you primarily run old iron, or you mess with new style stuff?
I run both, but like I said, I've ran more Buicks than anything. So
right.
You don't say.
Once again, it's this big dollar $30,000. I mean, you go with what you know. That's I'm a firm believer in that.
Yep. That's how I was too. That's what made my decision on what I wanted to take.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned, Ben, about asking when drivers come off the ramps, and we had the conversation with Sam about how do I look, and you talked about how a couple drivers might try this a little bit different and try that a little bit different, and this is a question that Rhett can answer too. From the inspector side of things, yeah, you might be looking for that different tweak or that different take on something for the rules because it's the next show, it's a next level show, so you're going to be seeing things that are next level type applications. But I would think, like what you just said, is you go with what you know. This isn't really the place to test something new, is it?
Well, it's one of them deals where every show, like when you run one show, you go through an inspection line. Either you got to cut something or something you tried, was within tolerance and they let go. So that's kind of what I meant by, trying different stuff. If something when you ran, like he'll tell you, and Jimmy will tell you, anybody who runs old iron cars or whatever, I mean, you pretty much know the way the cars are being built, the way the rules are, is kind of going back to what the kind of like Blizzard Bash rules were 2 years ago, kind of, within the same realm. They know bend points, where this is going to bend, where this is going to supposed to tweak and supposed to bend. The kicker deal at Blizzard Bash this year kind of took that whole nobody knew what anything was really going to do. So now you kind of go with what you know, going backwards. And if something tweaked, you bent a little bit here, a little bit there, you try to do something a little bit different to adjust that. It's the constant evolution of building a car. You're always messing with stuff. You're always trying to do stuff to control where things are going to go. But also on the other side of the spectrum, if you build a car a certain way for these rules and ran and was successful with it, then that's one of them other things. Why fix something that's not broke?
Right.
So there's going to be there's going to be the gamblers and there's going to be the safe better guys. They're going on the safe bet. I mean, I'm curious. Did you jump in with both feet and jump on the new spindle bandwagon?
Yep, I did.
Yep. So I mean that I don't know. People are going to think I'm crazy, but I think once again, the old iron in this show, the old iron is going to turn some heads.
Mm-hmm.
I personally think so. I mean,
right.
Rhett, let's come back to that topic about trying new things and stuff. I mean, with the number of Buicks that you've built, it's almost like some of these guys that prefer to build the new style Fords. It's almost cookie cutter at this point. You can build it in your sleep. Do you go? I mean, there's not so much R&D at this point, or is there, with your cars? And do you try new things at a show like this, or do you go with what you know?
I'd say mainly going with what we know on them. I mean, I haven't I mean, this car is not going to be much different than any of the last Buicks I built. You know, I know. You know, this caliber show, I don't want to try something that's going to affect, hurt me or not know what I'm going to do or how it's going to actually play out or work out for me. So.
Right.
You want to see some eye candy?
Yeah, I don't think and I agree with you. I mean, I'm not saying people aren't going to do real drastic stuff, but they're going to. There are people R&D. You R&D every time you run a car.
True.
You know what I mean? You're R&D in your builds every time you run, and mentally in your head, this is how you did it. And I'm going to see how this works this time, And you tear the car apart, and it's like, well, holy shit! If I would have done. Move this just a little bit here, move that just a little bit there, made this a little bit wider, that's what I mean about the minor adjustments, the little tweaks and fixes,
And we've seen Blizzard Bash come down to a game of inches too.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've seen that.
If you could get 1, 2, 3 more shots out of your car by just doing something very minute, bet your damn ass I'm going to do it, and everybody else is going to do it. The game is trying to get that one more shot, that finishing blow, and that's the name of the game. And people are always constantly tweaking and moving this and moving that just that, and it's the main build, that's going to be stamp out. But the little tweaks and that everybody's different. Everybody has their little things that they like doing. And
you want to see this? Todd Morgan just sent me a picture of his hobo stock car. Want to see it?
No, yeah. What's it look like? Oh, that's badass. That's a nice car.
Looks pretty good, right?
Yep.
That's Todd Morgan's car. We talked to him a couple weeks back about what he was doing for the hobo stock, and we look at where we are with these limited weld cars here. We look at where we are with our stock cars and how stock has sort of evolved to mean a number of different things all over the place, to these elite modifieds like what we're talking about seeing here at Capital City Carnage in the 30,000 to win class. It's crazy when you think about what these cars were designed to do from the factory versus what these guys are able to get them to do with a little bit of R&D and a lot of welder and torch time. Get them to act.
Now just picture if like Jimmy Johnson or you yourself or me or some of these other drivers could just push a button, go back in time, and let us be the engineers for GM, Chrysler, with our mindsets we got, and then come back to, go back in time and then come back to now. I'd have internally tow package cars out the ass. That'd be a hell of a design, you got a double thick, don't make the drops in the frames curve and swoop like that. You got to make everything straight, reinforced boxes, everything, it's, you could only dream, but,
in a perfect world, right?
In a perfect world, yeah. But I'm super...
Production numbers would be way higher, too,
But
right?
I'm telling you what, I'm super excited. I like looking at the newer style cars, but every year I get super, super excited every time we go out there. I love looking at Jimmy. Love looking at Jimmy's Buicks. I love looking at, Markley's cars. I love looking at the old iron, period.
Right.
Because in my mindset, I things are rolling, the gears are turning. This is how I would do it. Maybe this is how I would do it. And it's a validation process for I'm sure a lot of people who go and spectate to see the show, that look at the cars. It's a validation process in their head saying, man, this high caliber show, these awesome drivers, holy shit, my ideas are kind of like what those ideas are, so I must be on the right track. So I'm kind of jumping all over the place with different ideas, but no, I'm actually anxious to get out and see Jimmy's car, see your car, and
Rhett, are you a build your own versus buy it kind of guy?
I buy most of my stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't look down on anybody either way because I don't even know which end of a torch to light. So it's everybody's preference, and I can definitely see the ease of buying it once and you don't have to worry about it again. Because most of these pieces, if you take care of them, they're going to last you a long, long time.
Yep, they are.
Yeah.
So what do you got in the car for this weekend?
I quit counting.
Not money wise.
No,
that'll be a fun thing to track. When the feature starts, how much money's on the track?
Yeah, you don't want to do that because you remind people how much money they got in their car. It just bums them out.
No, I wasn't intending that.
But like motor wise, I mean, you run a particular engine, or you got a local builder, or
Scott Gropp.
Yep.
My motors.
Yep.
Last several years, and I've had good luck with them. So.
Mm-hmm.
What other manufacturers you got in that car?
Postal Mopar, Joker, Psycho Jimmy.
Yep.
Brian the Rat.
Mm-hmm.
Be about it.
I like it.
Nice.
Pretty good list.
Yeah, that's all quality stuff, top notch stuff. So.
I mean, we got the gamut tonight. Talking with Shann a little bit about he built all of his own stuff. And now we got this, and it's every top product manufacturer out there, and you can interchange all those names with another top name.
Oh yeah,
and that car's not going to be any softer or harder.
No,
everybody's up there at that same level, just pushing the envelope, and this show's going to put it all on display. You don't have the team element with this per se, especially with the randomization of the heat draws, which we didn't get a chance to ask Sam about. But we'll touch on all that when we get out there. The big news was the fact that you can win a ride at Blizzard Bash if you win the Fantasy League. So my email's been going crazy here as everybody's cramming in their teams trying to get them in. But both sides of it,
Yeah. Now, I know you said you ran a lot of Buicks. And what do you have a particular – do you see – because you hear a lot of guys say, 2 doors are tougher than 4 doors. What's your take on that?
I'd rather be in a 4-door, just my personal opinion. But I mean, it's just kind of one of them deals. That's the first car I ever won in, and it's just kind of stuck with me.
Right.
And
right.
Everyone seems like it gets a little better. And
right.
Just continue to buy them, continue to run them.
Right. Yeah, because that's always and really, it's kind of like it goes with every manufacturer. I mean, you got guys who are like, 2 doors are stronger than 4 doors, or 4. You always have that constant. Everybody has their different opinion on that.
Everything's strong with a tank protector the size of the back window and 24 inches of plate from the AM.
Well,
I mean,
you
a
got
kicker that locks in, right?
I mean, you got guys that are always like, well, I like 2 doors better because it's less doors to weld. So I mean, you get the lazy guys, but no, it's. I was just curious
You've been
because
talking to Josh.
That's like a constant. That it's a constantly constant topic. It's always discussed. 2 or 4 door, but and pretty much. There actually is a majority of people I talk to, they prefer 4 doors. But like you said, I think that was a car you won with, and that's what you went with, and that I think that's pretty cool.
Are you at least excited about this weekend? I mean, even if the car's still giving you a little bit of fits.
I'm ready for it to be here and the car to be done. I'd be a lot more chipper if that was if the car was done, painted, but. I'm sure the inspectors will have some wet paint on their hands when we get there.
I love that.
Yeah, it'll dry. You're an hour and a half away. It'll dry on the way.
Right. We might be painted in the parking lot, maybe. I don't know.
Can't say we've never seen it.
Yeah, we've never seen it all. We've seen it all. I've done it myself. I painted a car and it dried from over to Sonic to Waterloo. So,
was it at Morris, Ben? Then the car pulled up in line and you put your forearms on the fender of it.
Yeah, I was at a show. I was inspecting a show. Actually, at several shows, I inspected that, and everybody's laughing and everything else. I'm like, what are you laughing about? I had like 5 different colored paints all over my clothes, because people are just, we just painted it this morning, but,
patches.
Yeah. So, but
patches
no, I hear you. I mean, I hear you too. You know, you always want to have the car done, and you always want to have it done early, but it never works out that way. There's always something.
Yeah, there's always something. I don't think you can ever double check everything enough. You know, double, triple check. I mean, it seems like you're going to forget something one way. You know, as many times as you do go over it.
Rhett, is there anybody that you wanted to make mention of here before we let you go? I know we mentioned a lot of the manufacturers, but I'm sure you got help at home getting that car together too.
Yeah, I got a lot of friends. Clifton Yeager, he'd probably be the biggest one. We grew up together since we could walk, and he's helped me since I started derbying, and he's derbied some, and he's helped me more than anybody on this car. So if it wouldn't be for him, I wouldn't be running this weekend. I can tell you that.
Yeah,
I farm and corn plant and everything else going on, spraying and everything. He really stepped up, and he's helped me tremendous. Like I said, if it wouldn't be for him, I wouldn't be running at all this weekend. So for sure, Clifton.
Awesome. Every shop
has a go-to guy.
Yep, they've all got a guy like that.
Yep.
Everybody we talk to has that guy on their team. Mm-hmm. Rhett, man, it was a lot of fun talking to you. I wish you the best of luck this weekend, and make sure I gotta try and make sure that we get together and say hi.
Sounds good. Appreciate it, guys. I'll see you this weekend.
All right, man.
All right, we'll see you soon.
Yep, thanks.
Bye now.
Bye.
Sam is 100% right, man. Out there, I mean, a large majority of his drivers are farmers or work on a farm or have something to do with agriculture or actually seasonal type occupations, and for them to take the time out like they do to actually run this big show, I mean, it definitely, like I said before, it says a lot about Sam's shows. Yeah. And the confidence level that they have in him to put on a good show.
We're working on the fly.
Who we calling now?
At the moment. I'm going to try to get Jason Dials to answer his phone.
Oh, I ain't giving him no damn pick.
No. He's trying something new. I just hope he answers.
Hello, it's Jason.
Hey, Jason, it's Chris. How are you?
I'm working on the car, man. Trying to listen to your broadcast, and computer shut down.
That's all right. I got you on the cell phone, and I still got the picture. So I'm going to pull that picture up here quick because we talked a little bit about a few minutes ago trying something new. And we know Jason.
Yeah.
Jason does a pretty nice job with Mopars. Does just fine for himself.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get this picture pulled up here quick.
You better not be showing no secret pictures.
No,
I'll kick you in the balls for him.
I specifically asked if it was okay. I know better than that. I know better than that. But we'll slide.
What you building, Jason, for the show? Adobe?
7 Lincoln.
Oh.
There it is.
Old iron.
Old iron.
What do you think of that?
Football window Lincoln. Nice.
Change of pace?
Yep. We watched one of them tear some shit up at Winter Slam, and he didn't have the plates from the arms forward.
Jason, how's the build going? I mean, this is...
I'm pretty good. Impressed so far. Hopefully it'll hold up better in the Mopar.
Now, come on. Those
Mopars...
I
agree with you. I mean, I agree with you there. I mean, I think a show like this, you need a full-frame car. I mean, the Mopars...
my kind of drive to switch it up a little bit.
Yep.
I've been using the ass of the unibody up where I didn't have nothing left, so...
Right.
Ultimately, you got to get in a full frame.
Yep.
So how'd you settle on this car versus a new style or whatever?
I don't like the 98 to 02s and don't know enough about the 03s yet. I got some, but never built one.
So have you fooled around with the Lincolns before?
No, but I've fooled around with a lot of old iron Ford, not the Lincoln, because they got a big swoop down up front. So this is kind of a new ball game there, but
right.
Gotcha.
And I'd rather try it out here than versus Blizzard Bash where you got 3 other guys counting on you.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's more of a one-on-one stat. It's technically a more one-on-one type deal versus, like you said, like 3 other guys coming after you. But what I'm just curious, how do you feel about the 98 to 02s and don't know enough about the 03s yet? I think a show like this, you need a full frame car. I mean, Well, I understand the thought process because I was wondering why you wouldn't go with like an older Mercury or Galaxy or something like that.
Well, I got them.
Just don't like. I imagine you're probably trying to veer away because of the swoop in the front.
Well, this Lincoln has that same swoop. There's really no difference there.
No, I mean from the Go ahead. Go ahead, Jason.
I figured I'd try a link system.
Right.
Instead of switching this out to 4-link, I used the factory Ford 4-link.
Okay. Yep.
So try something out that way. If it works, it works. If not, you'll see me in something different come Blizzard Bash.
I tell you what, I mean, from the builds that I've seen in different areas of them football window Lincolns, I mean, they're
nice.
They're tough.
Yeah.
And now you put this. I mean, don't get me wrong, all the other cars are built, equally well. But I'm definitely going to watch that car. I'll be definitely looking at it when it comes over the ramp. For sure.
Are you going to have it black and pink?
Yeah, we'll do black and some kind of pink on it, more than likely.
Yeah. No, I don't think you're gonna be disappointed. I think you're gonna have a lot of fun with that car.
I want to try and get my head around something right now. We're going into a no partners, no team, 30,000 to win show where there's only 80 cars, and we're using that as R&D for Blizzard Bash in November.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, this is. I didn't expect this turn at all. I'm surprised. I mean, Jason's very capable. I'm not questioning his abilities.
My main reason is I upgraded a lot of parts.
Right.
Okay.
I need a big show to R&D. New motor, new ski staff, new tie rods, new spindles. Jumped on the bandwagon.
Right.
Probably the most expensive car I've ever built.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So what better chance to R&D it for $30,000?
Right. Right. And
logical sense. Why not?
Absolutely. And like you say, it's going to be like the NFL. I say it every time. It's going to be like the NFL draft out in the pits. I mean, technically it's not a team show, but you got buddies. I mean, and there's going to be buddy. It'll be the buddy system.
Not until after Thursday's heat draw, though.
Well, yes. And then there's going to be there's a pecking order. So it'll be.
I think the heats will probably be kind of average pace.
Right.
More like, because now you've got the 03s and they were involved, so most likely the guys are going to be foot to the floor.
Right.
And if you can weed them out, and you got the caddies that are always going to be foot to the floor. So once you get the feature, I assume it's going to probably become a bag fest and see who has the most gas.
Yeah, I mean,
$30,000 to win. I bet you money is going to happen.
Yeah, I think there's people who are going to slow the pace, but I think I still think there's going to be you're going to get the group of drivers that are out there that are going to stand on it, and once them guys are gone, I think it might turn into a little bit of a mediocre pace, but I don't think we're not going to see no hour and a half feature.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so. I think it will be. I mean, and I could be 100% wrong, but I just feel that that there's too many bonuses out there for guys that like to drive hard. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And don't get me wrong. If them guys are taken out, them guys take themselves out, or them guys are done in 15 minutes, then it could prolong it. But I don't think. I don't know. I don't think.
I have a question for Jason. Finish your thought.
No, go ahead.
How many sticks is it going to take? Let's say the pace does come out slow, which I don't anticipate. I don't think it's going to be the case. I think that the atmosphere there and the expectation there, the fan expectation there, the officials' expectation there is going to help meter that significantly. How many sticks does it take? Let's say that does come out slow. and the officials determine that one guy is excessively bagging in some way, shape, or form, is it going to take just that one broken stick? Does that affect you as a driver? When you see that happen, do you change your pace, or do you try and just become invisible?
No. I mean, I've always, whether a team show or a regular show around home, I've always been kind of on the faster side. So
Right.
I don't like to dolly around. So, I mean, if people are getting their sticks broke or bagging or not hitting aggressively, it basically boils down to the officials. I mean, ultimately they set you a time. You got X amount to hit, so, I mean, if you got 60 seconds or whatever they choose, and you take every bit of that 60 seconds.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know,
Yeah, yep.
60 seconds, I'll make 4 hits.
Right. Well, that's what I mean. You're the type of driver that's out there that these guys might want to push that 60 seconds. You're the type of driver that they don't want to see out there. You know what I mean? And that's what I mean. I think there's going to be such a
that's what Sam alluded to. How the track will find you.
Yeah, there's such a variety. There's going to be such a variety of types of driving styles out there that, you know, like I said, I'll be shocked if it goes.
Even your aggressors, when they say go, they're going to dolly around for the first couple minutes just to see how things are, and then they're going to get their one shot they really want.
Right.
And open it up, and then it's just.
Well, that's
stroking.
Yeah, that's like I said earlier. It's going to be like whichever one lights the fuse first is going to set a pace for quite a while, you know. And but no, I'm just like I said. I
What about you, Ben? I mean, you've driven before when you see it, and you've been on the official side of things too, where you've told people to pick up the pace.
Mm-hmm.
If an official comes out and tells you need to pick up the pace, first you do it. Second time, a stick gets broken on somebody else. Then do you pick up the pace, or do you just try and fall back and let other people do it?
See, I've never been. I'm kind of like with Jason. I've never been one that had to worry about getting my stick broke for not hitting. On an official standpoint of view, I agree with this comment too. If they give you 30 seconds to make a hit, you got 30 seconds. If you got 60 seconds to make a hit, you got 60 seconds to make a hit. That's where, you know, as an official, if that guy's making decent contact every 60 seconds, what can you do?
Right.
You know, it's kind of, that's where, like he said, the officials, and that's where Sam also said in the driver's meeting, he's going to make it clear what he expects. And every show is different. You know what I mean? If you go to a certain show, you have to set that precedent at the driver's meeting with your officials and with the drivers. So nothing's unexpected. You know,
15-second shot clock.
No, I mean that's absurd. But I mean, it's, you know, if as long as your drivers are making that contact, I mean, you're kind of, unless you make it known.
It's not racing in this instance.
Right. And so I mean, it's. You know, it's a catch-22.
Tell me.
You know, I look for the people. I used to look for the people bagging.
Just tell me. It is what it is.
Well, yeah, it is what it is. But that used to be my favorite thing. I would look for somebody sitting in a corner.
Right. But that's again. And now we're back to the flip side of it, where the track will find you. You will get exposed.
Right. You know, and that's the last thing I want to do is be out there in a feature, you know, working for $30,000, and I'd rather take myself out than somebody come and just nerk me into the dirt berm, and there you sit.
Well, if you take yourself out, you might also be in a hunt for 5.
Act like last year, there ain't going to be nowhere to hide.
Right.
On that thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless you want to stay in the middle and just become a pinball.
Phew. Yeah, and there's not very many people want to do that. Because you ain't going to know.
When you don't have an ass end of a shocker anymore, you stay in the middle and just do what you can.
Right.
Everybody tonight said eventually the harder you make it, something's going to break, and
Absolutely.
The driver will break too.
Exactly. But no, Jason, I don't think I think that's going to be a badass car, in my opinion. I think you're going to have a lot of fun with that thing.
Well, I hope so. I bought a few of them. That way, if I liked it, I was going to keep them.
Yep. Because it's probably the double box.
Yep.
Yep.
Box,
double box, and then you can run the plate from the arms forward pretty much.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's that thing's gonna be hard as hell.
So is Jason your pick to win a Mad Dog?
What's that?
Is Jason one of your picks to maybe come away with a Mad Dog?
I would say that.
Waiting for Ben's picks from last week.
They ain't gonna happen
till about 5:45 here.
No, they're not gonna happen until every car that goes over the ramp, then I'll make my pick.
None of us get.
And you know what? You know how that is, Jason. It's there's a lot of luck involved. I mean, I could pick one of the nastiest cars out there. It's something stupid could happen, you know. So I mean, it's just one of them things, you know.
Side note: two things about what Ben just said. Two very, very important things. First off, he is the only one of the four of us on the show that get the luxury of waiting until after tech inspection. Second, Ben is currently, he says it's a lot of luck involved, blah, 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 blah. He is currently 103 for 105. So, about that whole luck thing. But
it's a real good look before he picked.
Yeah.
Well, Jason, man, I like the change. I'm glad that you shared that with us and let some of the pictures come out there on the show. Obviously, we're looking forward to more of the same. We love watching you drive. And what motor's going to be in it?
Red line, buddy.
Red line.
Nice.
How about that?
Quick, just popped into my head.
I upgraded a lot.
I know you did the red line.
It just popped in my head, Jason. You know you like running a lot of leaf spring rear cars. What's your preference? Overall preference? Would you rather have leaf springs in the back or the 4-link?
As many years as I've been running Leafs, I would say Leafs.
Right.
I've ran a few newer Fords and some old GMs.
Right.
But I really do like the Leafs. I usually can figure it, no matter what style build, except for Blizzard Bash last year with the kicker.
Right.
I kind of know what it's going to do, how far it's going to go,
right,
what I got left.
Right.
The 4-link, the ones I ran before, they all done well. None of them went away.
Mm-hmm.
I just think for that type of show, that big a show, a full frame is definitely needed.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. You definitely. I've been saying that since we went out there. You know, I'm a diehard Mopar guy myself.
I give Sam a lot of crap about letting us do more to the Mopars.
Yeah.
But it just won't happen, so we got to live how it is.
Right. But no, man, it's awesome. I can't wait. There's another car I can't wait to look at. You know? It's just awesome.
We're going to have the chance. Hang out underneath the ramp, and maybe you'll be the guy that gets to bear some bad news to somebody.
Hopefully it's not me.
No.
Ben's done it before. It's always I've been on a couple inspection lines with Ben when he's at some of the shows around here, and it's never good when he comes up to the front of the car, meets the driver at the window, and he's shaking his head a little bit, he fiddles with his hat some, and he says, "I like what you did." And that's pretty much code right there that the car's not going to run. I like what you did, but.
Yeah.
And then there comes the bed. Yeah, hat, just like that. He just did it. I didn't cut fast enough. Shakes his head, and it's like the driver sitting in that cockpit has got to know by now that, yeah.
No,
he says, I like it, but.
Yeah, by no means, it mean that I have any type of say on any cars out there. By no means.
I don't think you have any say.
No, I don't have any say. So this is kind of, don't anybody that's watching this take this serious. You know, this is in jokes, but no, I just, like I said, I'm fortunate enough to get the opportunity to do what I do and be part of that. And
Ben's gonna have his rascal scooter parked right underneath those ramps.
I don't need a rascal yet. My doctor says if I ran derbies anymore, I probably wouldn't in about another 3 years. So, but no, like I said, Jason, it's going to be an awesome ride. I can't wait to see it, man.
Yeah, hopefully. It's kind of one of them. Like I said, $30,000 is a lot of money, but in the same aspect, if I'm switching up, I'd rather do it for this show versus Blizzard Bash, where I got 3 guys counting on me on that.
Same team coming back for Blizzard Bash?
No, we changed it up a little bit this year. We got a couple different guys that have the same mentality as me that don't give up, so hopefully it'll be a lot better.
Awesome.
Going to be fun to watch. Well, Jason, man, appreciate you coming on. I know you got some more work to do on that car. I'll let you get back to it, but thanks for the impromptu call.
All right, thanks, guys.
We'll see you later.
Man. See ya.
There goes Jason Dials. There it is.
There it is. The battery's dead. That means the show's over.
Yep. I knew I was getting itchy. I knew we were getting close,
yep.
but I hadn't chirped yet. But it just that was the end of it. We got out just in time. So
nice.
Good show tonight.
Yeah, awesome.
It was a fun one.
Awesome. It's gonna be a lot of cool stuff. I mean, a lot of awesome stuff. Sam breaking about the car and giving away the car for the Fantasy League winner and the opportunity to drive it in Blizzard Bash in one of the two classes and that's just. Once again, a prime example of how he's trying to make the shows better, and not trying, but actually making the shows better. And it's going to be a great weekend. It's going to be a lot warmer than we're used to in November. So there's a positive thing for everybody. And but no, it's good. Just super excited. I mean, I know Brian's super excited. I know Josh is super excited. We're super excited. So it's going to make for an interesting airport and flights because everybody will be busting balls. And that's always fun. And
it kicks off a busy stretch because after that we go to Crossroads Instruction in Albert Lee. Mm-hmm. After that, we go to May Mania. After that, we get to see our families for a weekend. And after that, Bash for Cash. Bash for Cash is 500 entries, 3 days. The compact cars, we were going to have Nick King on in a couple weeks to talk about the raffle card that they're doing for Brandon Reinhardt. Mm-hmm. He's got that card done. We're going to be talking with Tim and Russ about how everything's progressing. We've got Dan Bolton. We're going to have to catch up with him, make sure he doesn't sell the car before he goes out and runs it.
No, he's not. He's actually he said he's all done. He's retiring. And the post said when his wagon's done. So that'd be a good thing to get Tim and Russ on because a lot of guys are thinking that I'm inspecting wire class cars. So I kind of want to. I'd like to clarify that whether him or not. I'd be more than happy to be part of it if they need the help. But
as of right now,
I'm not. So
gotcha.
I haven't been contacted. So
what do you think? Cover all our bases tonight?
Huh?
Did we cover all our bases tonight?
I think so.
I think so. That's going to do it, I think, for this edition. A lot of people commenting the last 2 weeks that we've been able to squeeze a little bit of extra time out. But
yeah, I mean, people
enjoying it.
Yeah, people tune in. I mean, they're getting a little bit more bang for their time. So I mean, it just doesn't help us getting on a regular television because we're going over an hour.
Yeah. We did really good 1 week.
Yeah, I'm doing better, not swearing as much, so I'm making it more PG.
It's disappointing.
I'll make up for it this weekend.
Wind it up. I know it's coming.
I get excited. I can't edit myself before it comes out. So
you're gonna be at double digits before we even sign off of the heat draws. But that's gonna do it for this edition, episode number 129 in the books of the Crash Course. Thanks a lot to all of our guests for coming on and hanging out with us, and we will see everybody this week at the Kansas Expo Center for Capital City Carnage right there in Topeka, Kansas. We'll see y'all there. That's gonna do it for this one. See you next time.
The Crash Course Podcast is brought to you in part by DerbyParts.com. The 2015 Wadena Grand Slam. Bo Lockwood Motorsports and the 2015 Keystone National. Scioppa Racing and ScioppaRacing.com. Ultimate Derby and Blizzard Bash 2015. Demo Derby Masters. Reckless Abandon Derby Apparel at RecklessAbandonGear.com. And Derby Inc. Magazine. Live it, breathe it, be it. Derby Inc. This is the Crash Course Demolition Derby podcast recorded live at the FingerLinks1.com studios in downtown Seneca Falls, New York.